The downturn in the resources sector is certainly biting very hard, and particularly with a lot of families moving away from the area, and there's a lot of vacant shops, and with that goes jobs and houses, of course, and once you start taking families out, it's just have that pebble in the pond effect, and then of course people can't find jobs, those who are left behind, and they're the ones who seek out the assistance of agencies like the Neighbourhood Centre and Anglicare and Uniting Care and stuff like that. We're certainly seeing an increase in a number of people coming along to particularly Centacare with issues that are brought about by the downturn in the economy, and we're trying to keep families together. That's what we're all about. And without our help, you see families who are drifting apart, or there's domestic violence will come into the family. But it's important for small communities to stay together. They're very proud people, and they are very resilient. But at some stage, they reach a point where they do need to reach out. We've had situations where we've had the Centrelink bus come to some of these communities, and trying to get people to go there is very, very difficult. They'll park around the corner, and you have to almost drag them to get there. So they don't really like handouts, and there's always someone who's doing it tougher than what they are. I think it's pride, and in particular in Australia, it's all about helping your mates out, and you know that they need help too. But no, there's always someone. I'm okay. What we've been seeing out west is that they don't come into town as much as they would, because they simply can't afford to come into town, and the kids, even the kids themselves, that they miss school because they've got to help on the farm, because the parents can't afford to have hired hands on there, and that is very tough. Kids miss boarding school, because they've got to help mum and dad on the land, and then you've got those who are on the land too, and who are 70, 80 years of age, trying to keep the property running, and they physically can't do that, and it's very sad. You got to win their trust, knowing that, look, you're not giving them a hand out, but more a hand up, and but I think you've got to have that trust, and the fact that you're not just a fly-by-nighter. You're there for the long haul. You're probably also doing it tough as well, but you're willing to help them, or put them onto people who can help them within the town. And I think once you've done that, it shows them that you are genuinely concerned for them. You're not just doing a job because you work for a certain agency or government department. The funding that we got was all about counselling, but we found out from early in the piece that they didn't want that, and so that was more thrust upon us. So we have a worker out there at the moment, and still in Longreach till the end of June, who will be doing the more practical stuff, like the shopping for them, the filling out the forms, the going out to the properties and seeing what they can do. So, the drought didn't finish at midnight at the end of December, and it's going to continue on. So, if we are getting some more funding, is probably looking at more of the practical stuff that we can help them with.